Welcome back to episode 4 of Book Club. Today, this video is different from the previous 3 that I did because the previous 3, in terms of takeaways, were linked together. This book is about discrimination. If you're facing discrimination, I hope this book will inspire you to overcome discrimination of any one of you in the viewers who are facing discrimination. Let's get straight into it. So now, let's move on to the contents of today's video. Firstly, I'll be talking about the author, as usual. And next, I'll be talking about what this book is about. And lastly, we'll be talking about why this book is really inspiring and what are some takeaways and good things you can learn from this book. Let's get into it. Okay, so firstly, in today's video, I'll be talking about the author, as usual. And for this book, the author is R.J. Palacio. R.J. Palacio is an American author, but she originates from Colombia. This book, you might be wondering, why was she written? Was there a personal encounter? Yes. This book was written on a personal encounter with one of her friends, relatives, or just a person on the streets. And that's why she took the inspiration from that encounter and turned it into a book and a movie, which I'll showcase in the later part of the video. So now I'll be explaining what this book is about and some synopsis on the book. So, this book is about a 10-year-old boy. You might be wondering, is this boy a normal kid? Yes, he's normal. But he has this problem called Treacher-Collins syndrome. Well, if you don't know what Treacher-Collins syndrome is, I'll explain it to you. Treacher-Collins syndrome is when someone has a deformity in his face. Like, example, your cheekbone here is a bit crooked. And this is why he was actually made fun of in school. He was always homeschooled until one day he was made to go to school by his parents. So this book is about his life in school and what type of problems, hardships, and difficulties he faced until in the end he actually learned how to overcome it by accepting who he is. So this book, as it says, wonder. He might be different, but he is actually a wonder in his class in the end. He's a really nice person. So what this book is about next is when Augie goes through life, he's actually met with another guy called Jack, who actually in the end becomes his best friend. And then there's more like people, there's one person who actually fights with him and always makes fun of him. And you can read that part in the book. And then this book is actually a story about his life. And whatever you're thinking, in the end it actually turns out to be that Augie actually gets a lot of friends. And he's not discriminated on what he looks like. So yeah, you can check out the book, and this is what the book looks like. Okay, so now I'll be talking about some takeaways and what you can learn from this book. So as you can see on the cover page, it says, "You can't blend in when you were born to stand out." This shows that we should actually appreciate ourselves for who we are. And that's what Augie realizes in the book. Though he has a deformity in his face, he actually tends in the end to realize that he's supposed to appreciate what he's been given with. And this book is actually to inspire those who had been through discrimination throughout their lives. Because Augie, though he was faced with a lot of discrimination, weird stares in school, he actually overcame it and became one of the most popular boys in school, who is really like funny, and he's a very nice guy. So whatever you do, this book also shows, do not judge a person or do not judge a book by its cover. So in this case, the person is the book. So you can't judge a person by their looks. This is what the book is trying to implement to the readers. And the 4 takeaways that I have from this book is betrayal, friendship, diligence, and discrimination, alongside with persistence. How Augie, the main character, went through this entire hard period of his life. So these are the takeaways and good things you can learn from this book. If you are facing with discrimination, you can read this book. Or anyone just finding some, motivational speeches or motivational books to read, I recommend this book. A very nice literature book filled with a lot of vocabulary and nice description of how the character feels. Okay, so now in this video, I'm gonna talk about some things in the book that that stands out from other books. So in this book, in page 45 to 48, this book consists of precepts, which are actually mottos. So they explain about precepts, and these precepts are actually really related to our daily life. So I really think that this chapter is really interesting. So you should go and check it out. And this book contains a lot of description because each part has different characters speaking on their behalf of Augie. So they have their descriptions of what they look like really well. So this book is really good in order to improve your English, and it's a really inspiring book. You can also check it out here. Okay, so now I'll be talking about what else you can find this if you don't want to read. You can also find this Wonder here as a movie version. And also, shout out to 2 channels, Walk With Me in Japan and DM Productions. If you're finding new books to read, well, please subscribe to my channel if you're new here and turn on bell notifications here. You can also do it here. And please recommend me some books in the comments so I can review them, because I'm also looking for some interesting books as well. See you in the next episode. Bye!